Honestly, some days it feels like the entire job is just searching through 20-minute videos for that one 15-second gold moment. It used to be maddening, taking me literally hours just scrubbing through long-form content, hoping something would finally pop off. So I immediately started hunting for something to speed this entire tedious process up, and I think I finally found a tool that genuinely cuts the work way down. Let's dive in right now and try this game changer out together to see if it's worth the hype. The specific tool I'm messing with right now is called Vizard, and my first impression is positive because they offer a completely free plan. You can definitely test the entire workflow before you ever have to commit to paying any money for it. Heads up though, like most free tiers, it comes with noticeable limits on minutes per month and the number of times you can export. Still, having that free access is fantastic for testing the initial workflow to see if it actually fits your personal content process. For creators who only clip a handful of videos each week, that free tier is more than enough to validate if the tool belongs in your arsenal. So, I'm setting up a real-world test using actual content that I need to process for my client right now. I clip regularly for the creator Caleb Hammer, so I'm grabbing one of his recent long-form videos to put through the system. The process is simple. You just grab that YouTube link and drop it directly into Vizard's input field. Once you paste the link and hit upload, the system immediately starts doing all of its heavy lifting in the background. Full disclosure, this is my very first time using it in a proper live workflow, so I'm coming into this completely fresh with no preconceived hype whatsoever. While the video is currently processing in the background, here's a quick reminder to hit subscribe if you enjoy this kind of behind-the-scenes tool testing content. I conduct these kinds of experiments all the time, and I really love sharing what genuinely saves time for creators like us. Also, drop a comment below if you want a deep dive into any other specific tool you've been curious about. I'll happily test whatever you suggest because I enjoy putting these systems through the ringer for the community. Alright, the 20-minute video is now uploaded and Vizard has successfully finished scanning the entire thing. Now here is the part that truly impressed me. The AI doesn't just randomly chop the footage into arbitrary little pieces. It actually analyzes the content specifically for those high engagement moments that are most likely to resonate on platforms like TikTok or Reels. On my screen, it surfaces all these potential clips clearly laid out, each one showing a sort of viral score next to it. That viral scoring system is key because it allows you to prioritize exactly what you need to review first without any guesswork. That single feature alone speeds up the editing process immensely because you are now click reviewing a ranked list instead of manually hunting. I scrolled down through the results and saw around 40 suggested clips pulled from that single 20-minute source video, which is honestly wild but also fantastic for options. You probably won't use all 40, but having that level of choice gives you incredible flexibility in selecting your best output. Let's watch the very first clip suggestion that the AI flagged. It starts with the spoken line, "You're making progress, you're making progress." And check this out. The AI has already automatically added burnt-in subtitles and even generated a suggested caption draft below. The initial caption suggestion is decent as a starting point, but of course, I always need to tweak it to match my specific personal branding voice and style. The customization features for styling are incredibly smooth once you get into the dedicated subtitle and style panel. You can easily select different caption looks, adjust the fonts, colors, and even add outlines to perfectly match your page's overall vibe. My personal page leans into a warm orange and yellow aesthetic, so I quickly switched to a caption style that immediately fits that look. The user interface makes it remarkably easy to preview every single style change in real time without waiting for a re-render. Another really nice feature I found is the AI roll option that attempts to insert relevant stock B-roll footage that fits the current spoken moment. I'll be honest, this stock insertion is only impressive about 60% of the time. Sometimes it nails the energy, and sometimes it's totally generic. Crucially though, the editor allows you to immediately remove those AI-inserted stock clips and replace them with something you specifically prefer. That easy replacement functionality is absolutely key because you never want the AI making core creative decisions that you can't easily undo later. There is also a dedicated text overlay section, so you can add custom on-screen copy to drop in strong hooks like "Don't sleep on this." The media tab is super helpful if you need to quickly throw in static assets like a specific reaction photo or a custom thumbnail element before exporting. Branding options are also quite solid here. You can upload your logo, set a specific background color, and even save whole brand presets. Saving those presets is absolutely essential if you plan on scaling a clipping page because follower recognition comes from consistent editing. When you are finally happy with the clip's look, you simply hit the main export button located in the top right corner of the application. Vizard then queues up that export job and begins processing the final high-quality video file in the background. A quick note for free users: exported clips from this plan will often include a small watermark somewhere on the final output. If you plan to push a high volume of content, you will inevitably outgrow the free tier and want to upgrade to remove watermarks and increase minutes. However, for anyone just testing the waters or posting very occasionally, the free plan still gives you a fantastic taste of the workflow. So, circling back to what I genuinely liked, the auto-selection of those viral moments is absolutely legit and saves so much time. It successfully cuts out all the dreaded brute force searching from the daily routine of clipping content. The simple UX win of that viral score ranking leads to massive time savings when you are making your final clip selection decisions. Now, to keep things real, no single tool exists that is completely perfect for every single creator out there. I've tested other repurposed tools previously, and they usually fall into two distinct camps: expensive one-trick solutions or cheap, clunky tools needing manual cleanup. Some of the other popular apps are excellent at just one isolated task, like scheduling or purely templated edits, but they are either too pricey or lack the quick clip discovery feature. Other fully automated solutions will create edits but hand zero editing controls back to you, which is super annoying for creators who care deeply about style. Compared to those options, Vizard sits very comfortably in a nice, intelligent middle ground between those extremes. It offers smarter clip discovery than the basic template editors, yet more hands-on control than the fully automated restrictive platforms. In short, it absolutely will not replace a high-end human editor for premium projects, but it's an insane time saver for daily clipping and batch content creation. Now for a couple of important caveats. First, the AI suggested captions and the stock B-roll will not always be perfect. You simply cannot expect the AI to nail your specific voice and brand tone perfectly on the very first attempt, so always review. Second, the export limits and the watermark on the free plan mean you will hit a usage ceiling very fast if you run multiple pages. Third, and this is crucial, you still need to manually review every single suggested clip. Never blindly export everything the AI flags as viral. If your budget is currently tight, the first step should always be testing Vizard thoroughly on that free tier. It will clearly show you how much time it can save and whether the clips it finds actually resonate with your specific audience base. If the tool proves its value, upgrading then makes complete sense because the workflow gains save more time than the subscription costs once you scale up. Speaking of making things easier, one of the coolest integrated parts of Vizard is the auto schedule and content calendar feature. You can literally tell the system how often you want to post, and the AI will intelligently queue up content for you automatically. Being able to manage, edit, and publish across all your different platforms from one centralized calendar is a huge advantage that often gets underrated. I have used separate scheduling apps and separate editors before, and the constant back and forth between them completely kills creative momentum. Having everything consolidated in one place means far less context switching and much more consistent, reliable posting across all your channels. To wrap up my final thoughts, Vizard isn't some kind of magic wand, but it is one of the most practical AI tools I have tested for clipping long form into short form. It excels at finding those potential viral snippets, letting you style them instantly, and providing the scheduling tools to actually publish without any extra hassle. If you are looking for a tool that significantly speeds up the daily grind without sacrificing any of your essential creative control, this is definitely worth a serious trial. If you want me to run a direct side-by-side test against other tools that are more expensive but claim full automation, tell me exactly which ones to use. I will perform real uploads, real exports, and provide an honest comparison of clip relevance, actual time saved, and the final cost per post. I don't have some secret course or a hidden system to sell you, just real-world testing from someone who's been clipping for months and wants this process to be less painful for all of us. Drop a comment below right now if you want me to create a full tutorial on how I would use Vizard to manage an entire week's worth of posts. Alternatively, let me know if you prefer a very detailed deep dive comparing the features and value of the paid versus the free plan tiers. Also, please share any other editing tool you want me to put head-to-head against this one. I am happy to do the dirty work so you don't have to. That's all for this one. Peace out, and I wish you the very best of luck scaling that clipping hustle.